Yes, yes, people, and welcome back to We Are the South Stand, where we have some breaking news. It is actually 11:50 at night. I was just relaxing, watching one last episode of Suits, and in burst Cass. For those of you that don't know, I live with Cass, who I run Never a Fail with, and he shows me his phone. No way did I think there's any Manchester City transfer news, but there was. We're selling someone, and it's not Gundogan. It's not Edison. It's not Kovacic. It's not James McAtee. It's not Jack Grealish, although it might be to Tottenham. It's Savio. Now, the mad thing is that I actually have had one or two people mention this over the last couple of days about them being interested. It now makes sense that on one of my early videos I released today, somebody asked if Savio looked happy yesterday. Now, I think Savio had quite a good game yesterday. Again, he did show that he wasn't maybe quite there with his how clinical he can be in front of goal, but I don't think he had a bad game. But the tweet has come out, and it's from a very reliable source. It is not from Ornstein, it's from Fabrizio Romano. You can see it right next to me here. Exclusive: Tottenham open club-to-club talks to sign Savinho from Manchester City. Negotiations ongoing between Spurs and City. Also understood Savinho is open to the move if the clubs can agree on a fee. Tottenham Hotspur's FC boss Thomas Frank indicates Savinho is an ideal player. Well. Let's break it down. People, please make sure you are smashing the like and subscribing. We are going to keep bringing you all the news through the rest of the preseason and, of course, into the season with all that content. So please stay locked in. Right, what has happened here? Let's try and break it down. I can't lie. My go-to here is Oscar Bobb. That's where I'm going with this. Look, nothing I'm going to say here is going to be Savio slander because I'm a big fan of Savio. Did he have the best season last season? No. But for a 21-year-old to be joining a dysfunctional Manchester City, where maybe it felt like he thought he had the weight of the world on his back, and, you know, that period where he just kind of all of a sudden his decision-making went a bit right because he was just chasing a goal. But I feel for him because one thing I've been a real advocate for wanting to see is Savio on the left, right? Even to the point where when I saw Oscar Bobb yesterday for City, my go-to straight away was, do you know what? I'd like to see Oscar Bobb on the right, Savio on the left. And I still would like to see that, by the way. So let me be clear. I'm not here saying I want to sell Savio. I'm just trying to get my head around it right now. So people in the comments, you get involved as well. Now, who would I like to see so far from what I've seen of Oscar Bobb and Savio? I have to try and not be reactionary here. I have to think back to the back end of the season before last when Oscar Bobb came through. I have to think about the preseason Oscar Bobb had last season. But, of course, we are limited on the actual amount of minutes we've seen of Oscar Bobb. But watching Oscar Bobb yesterday was so refreshing to see somebody I mean, if I was a defender, I don't know if he's going on the inside or the outside. He's far more clinical in front of goal than Savio is. And he does just look more of a threat. Yesterday, linking up with Cherki in that first half, it looked good as well. Yeah. I think it's got to be, does Savio feel maybe, I mean, the fact that it says in that tweet, Savio's open to the move, right? So this is not just club negotiations. Savio is open to the move. Why would Savio be looking to leave Manchester City, who are a challenging team, to go to Tottenham Hotspurs, who finished, I don't know where, 17th? Now, it's World Cup year. Could that be the reason why? Is he worried that with Oscar Bobb there, who else have we got? We've got Oscar Bobb who can play on the right. Cherki can play on the right. Doku can play on the right. Foden can play on the right. Marmoush technically can play on the right, but I don't like Marmoush on the right. Grealish, what does this mean for Grealish? Because I thought Tottenham wanted Grealish. But is Savio quite keen to get the move because he feels that maybe also Tottenham's, Kudus on the right, Savio on the left. Will Savio get? Maybe it's got to the point where Savio is seeing, look, my preferred side is the left. Under Pep, I'm not going to get to see the left-hand side. Maybe Tottenham, especially World Cup season, because very important. If he doesn't feature for City, if Oscar Bobb comes in and takes his place, then what does that mean to Savio's hopes of playing for Brazil in the World Cup? They shorten, right? Also, I can't lie. For Tottenham, the thoughts of Kudus on the right and Savio on the left, that cooks. Now, that looks at why Man City are open to these negotiations. Firstly, what would that mean financially? We paid about 35 million, I think, for Savio. With the price that... Cass, how much did Tottenham pay for Kudus? Right, they paid 55 for Kudus, but, West Ham are a selling club. We don't need to sell Savio. What are we thinking? People in the comments, how much would you be asking for from Tottenham for Savio? Because remember, he's only had one season at us. This is not Doku, where he's had two. He's had one season at us. And for me, it wasn't a bad season. It wasn't the best of seasons. Why is City selling? Now, first and foremost, Mr. Levy, you want something that we have. So this is on our terms now. Manchester City, you know what you've got to do here. You take that guy for every single last penny. I'm not going to push for the Jed Spence thing. I've said that I wouldn't mind Jed Spence. Who knows? Let's see. But what else could this mean for Manchester City? If Savio is going, we've got Oscar Bobb who can play on the right. What is Rodrygo's favourite side? Tell me in the comments, because I'm pretty certain that Rodrygo's preferred side. Is it left? Is that, and last season Pep was asking him to play on the right when they had chats before. Could this mean we are open to the Rodrygo move? Is there anyone else you would like to see us bring in? Could this be to get some more money to put towards Livramento? I'm thinking out loud right now because this has just come completely left field. Is it simply the case of, look, if we go through the wingers, Grealish, Doku, Marmoush, Foden, Cherky, Oscar Bobb, Nunes, played there before. What do you think? Where has this come from, people? Do you think Savio's unhappy? Do you think there could be some truth in it, that he's worried about the impact? Because let's be clear, for me, on what I've seen, I'm starting Oscar Bobb over Savio. Sorry, Savio. I will put you out on the left and I'll give you an opportunity on the left. I want to see that anyway. But from what I've seen, the small sample size, I'm going with Oscar Bobb over Savio. But we have to make sure that we get the right amount of money for this. Now, if we look at that tweet as well, negotiations ongoing. So this is not like before when Tottenham showed an interest in Jack Grealish. It clearly says there, negotiations are ongoing. And by the way, I don't think this is because we're planning on keeping Jack Grealish, by the way, as well. Jack Grealish didn't travel to Palmero. So I think we pretty much know that he is going. McAtee is going. Now, the other thing with selling Rodrygo, is selling Savio is he's a foreign player, he's not homegrown, so that might help in that term potentially. But I'm thinking out loud here. What do you lot think? Is this just us getting a player off the books because we're stacked with wingers? Or is this Manchester City deciding we want to go and get another winger? Could this even be a Pep Linda's suggestion, maybe, that, he wants a winger that can press better? Is it bringing in a different style of winger? Listen, we know that Rodrygo is going to be very limited with game time at Real Madrid. We've seen it in the Club World Cup. There was rumours linking him with Liverpool. Looks like Liverpool want Isaac. There's rumours linking him with Arsenal. Well, Arsenal haven't seemed to have made any move. Same with Bayern. Don't think Bayern have made a move. Rodrygo's camp will still be pushing for a move here. So is this part of a love triangle that is going to happen? And will the knock-on effect of this mean that we go in for Rodrygo? I know that will make a lot of you happy. Will you be happy to see Savio go? We certainly will wish him well, but I can't lie. I will be frustrated if we sell him without me ever getting to see him really, apart from a couple of games on the left-hand side, because I still think he's got something in him that if we played him on the left with Bob on the right, that could really, really work. But people, this is going to, obviously, I think this is going to move at pace. I would imagine when I wake up tomorrow morning, do you know what, people? I've got a phone call. Let me just answer it really quick. It's our good friend, Alan. Hello, mate. You good? I'm good. Listen, I'm just doing an upload. So say hello to everyone, Alan. There we go. Listen, for anyone that ever thinks, listen, me and Alan, because I often get asked, do me and Alan, have we fallen out? No, we're not even on a stream together and we're talking. But Alan, I'll give you a call back in 5 minutes. Just need to finish this, all right? Speak to you shortly. Good old Alan. Smash a like for Alan. Right, people, we're going to leave it here. Tomorrow morning, we have a 10:30 show, so we will definitely speak on this a lot more. I expect this to start moving at pace, but I want you to get involved in the comments. Firstly, here's the things I want you to answer. How much should we be asking for from Tottenham? 2, what is the reason? Why do you think this is happening? Is it Savinho driven? Is it Manchester City driven? Or is it just Tottenham driven? 3, are there any Tottenham players that you would consider in a Part X? And 4, does this mean that Manchester City are going to hit the market for another winger? And if so, who? Or potentially, could it be someone else? Could this be getting some funds in to help fund a right back? People, we will find out over the coming days. Please make sure you smash the like button, and I will see you at 10:30 tomorrow morning. Make sure to get involved in the comments and subscribe. Peace.